Is located at 21 Bow Street, right in the center of North Reading. And in an effort to get to know our neighbors, I took a trip over to the Flint Memorial Library to find out what those folks have planned for us for 2011. Let's take a look. Hi, I'm Mike Scannell, and I am here at the Flint Public Library in North Reading. And I'm here with Library Director Helena Minton and Judy Seeger. And we're here to talk about activities here at the library, what's been going on and what's coming up. And we thought we'd start with North Reading Reads. You folks have chosen a new book, I understand?
Yes, it's our 8th North Reading Reads, 8th community reading program. And this year we've chosen a novel called March by Geraldine Brooks. And someone had suggested because it's going to be the 150th anniversary of the Civil War, which the sesquicentennial, I guess it's called, which will last for 4 years, the length of the Civil War. But 2011 begins that. So this is a book written by, as I said, Geraldine Brooks, in which she imagines the father of Little Women, Mr. March. The book's about him, and he's going down to the South. He's a chaplain. And so she takes a fictitious character from one book who hardly appeared. He doesn't even really appear in Little Women, and then she imagines what has happened to him. And it's very interesting. Read it.
So
won the Pulitzer Prize.
What kicks off the North Reading Read? Like, what happens now that you've chosen the book?
Well, I think sort of at the end of January we'll have books. Well, their books are available now. We'll have books. We're not going to have really an official kickoff, but our main programs will be in the month of March. In addition to the book discussions, we'll have 3 events. One is the Civil War Memorial Guard from Lawrence, Massachusetts is coming, and they'll come in uniform. They'll come to talk to people. And then a man from New Hampshire named Steve Wood will come and represent the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, and that's co-sponsored with the Historical Society in North Reading. And then we'll...
So, I'm sorry, so he's an Abe Lincoln impersonator?
Yes, yeah, he dresses up.
Interesting.
And then we'll have a final event is an evening of Civil War songs and poems, and our illustrious native son, George Root, will be featuring several of his songs. He wrote the first song of the Civil War, "The First Gun is Fired," when Fort Sumter.
Really?
So there's a lot of interest in history in North Reading, and we thought we'd get quite a few people interested, and there will be a couple of children's events too.
And let me add, we'll have book discussions. Mm-hmm. So people can come and discuss the book. There'll be a daytime discussion and an evening discussion. And we'll be showing 2 related films. We'll be showing the movie Glory, and we'll also be showing one of the many versions of Little Women.
Interesting. I also understand you've got some new software that
we're going to be moving towards into a whole new catalog system, which is an open source system for people who know a lot about computers, a customizable system that will be an improvement for both the staff when they're checking materials in and out for the public, and for the public using the catalog at home or on their phones or wherever they're using it now. And people are so used to using Google or Amazon, a very simple screen. It'll be similar to that with quite a few extra functions. I think you'll be doing, Judy does most of the cataloging, so you'll be using that for...
Yes.
Is it a big transition to move to this new system?
Anytime you change your library system, it's a big change. Everyone is used to things the way they are.
Right.
But we think change is good. We'll think it will be embraced by the staff and by the public, so we're very excited about it.
And when does the changeover happen?
In the spring.
I think in May. It's the consortium we're part of, Merrimack Valley Library Consortium, is teamed up with 2 other consortia in the state, and it's saving money. And it isn't going to cost anything extra, unlike most new things. There's always somehow, it's a web-based system, and so that's very positive. We're very happy about that.
Since we're talking about technologies of the future and new things that are happening, Did you want to speak for a moment about e-readers, which is the next big wave in
yes,
the
and
literary
it's
world?
kind of overwhelming because it's changing very fast. We do have one of the older nooks here in the library that the Friends purchased, and anybody could come in and look at it, and possibly may buy some other devices. The Nook and the Sony Reader, and now there's iPhones and things you're able to download from a product called Overdrive, which we get through the consortium. It's on our website, and you can have books that you can read on e-readers or listen to.
And also on like laptops and things
exactly.
too.
And it's increasingly popular, and you can, your library card here is good, and you can also get one for Boston Public, which has a much bigger collection. So you really have a lot of opportunity for
And this is
listening.
something you can do from home.
Yes.
So you can, on the spur of the moment, download something that appeals to you without having to come into the library.
Sounds excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, and we wanted to talk a little bit about some activities that go on here, craft club and book clubs and those kinds of things, and things that take place downstairs in the activity room, and also the connection to those things and Norcam, and how you folks have used Norcam in the past and how you hope to use Norcam in the future.
We do have as you mentioned, we have a couple of book discussions that meet once a month, one in the evening that's been overseen by the Friends, first on Tuesday nights, and one on Wednesday, usually the last Wednesday of the month. The North Reading Book Discussion Club has been meeting probably 15 years. And they're very different groups. They pick very different kinds of books, and they're always welcome to newcomers. And then there's a needle arts craft group. People can come and knit and chat and share patterns, and that meets twice a month and is a growing group. And one of the people, we have a woman, Happy DeFranza, who does rug hooking, and she has rugs hanging here, or there's always a rug. So there's a lot of interest in handicrafts here in North Reading. Which is very nice, like that. And that isn't something where we would probably film. I don't know, we've never filmed a book discussion, but we have had quite a few of our events filmed. We're very fortunate that Mark Meal, who works at the Senior Center, has done the filming for us.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of things, concerts and
Gordon Hall, we're
author
very excited
visits,
when he does local people.
genealogy. There's just been a lot of different events that we've had here, lectures, and they're available on CD here or DVD, and you also show them on Norcam.
Speaking of genealogy, you've got some exciting things going on here at the library with genealogy and Ancestry.com at the moment.
Yes. It's a product that you use it in the library. It's a database, and people can do research on their ancestors. And we are planning to have, in early February, a morning where people can come in and just use the computers for that, and they'll have help from the staff. And people are excited. People asked us to.
And that's something that you could do on your PC at home or your computer at home, but you would have to pay to do that, but doing it here, you
right.
don't.
Exactly. That's right. But it is not something you can access remotely. You have to be in the building.
Right, right. Well, I know some people are very excited about that, and it sounds like you've got a lot of exciting things coming up for 2011. So thanks for talking with us, and we'll go back to the studio now and the rest of the big show. Hi folks, it's Mike Scannell back here with the big show, and my guest is Raj Srinivasan, and he is an organizer of a community watch program over in the Martins Pond neighborhood of North Reading. How you doing, Raj?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
Welcome to the big show. We're glad you could be here. What is a neighborhood watch?
The Neighborhood Watch is simply a community program that looks out for the neighbors. It's very simply put, it's neighbors looking after each other. That's exactly what a Neighborhood Watch program is.
And looking out for what exactly?
We want to look out for everything. Say a speeding truck is in the neighborhood. We want to make sure that there are no kids who are playing in the neighborhood, and they have to be aware. It could be a suspicious vehicle. It could be a downed wire. It could be anything that catches somebody's attention. It could be a group of people that are at the park that you think they're not having an appropriate behavior. So it could be anything ranging from a program where somebody is behaving inappropriately to something that's going on that you want to report on.
Okay, and when did this all begin?
It all began about 2.5 years ago. It was prompted by an activity in the neighborhood. We had a couple of situations where there was a break-in in one house, and there was a kind of suspicious activity in another house, and that prompted the neighbors to get together because there's only so much that the police could reveal. It was a program that was intended to educate the neighbors on what they should do when they see anything that's inappropriate.
How did you begin the process of sort of recruiting members for this neighborhood watch?
There was a general mailing list of all the neighbors that were part of the neighborhood. It kind of spun off into a watch program where we said, hey, we're going to begin a watch program. Who would want to be part of it? And we kind of sent out a communication saying that what is going to be in part of the watch and what is not. So for example, if it's going to be someone who's trying to sell a good in a neighborhood, that would be something that goes sort of the broader list. But this was very specific to specific incidents that happen in the neighborhood. That's how the mailing list was formed. So it's kind of a subset of the larger Martin's Pond group.
Mm-hmm. And about how many people were participating at this point?
The exact number I don't know, but I would imagine anywhere between 200 to 250 families in the neighborhood, houses in the neighborhood are part of the Martin's Pond Watch program right now.
And could you describe your organization's relationship with the North Reading Police Department?
Yeah, it works very well. I mean, one of the essential ingredients of any neighborhood watch program is the relationship with the NRPD or the police department. And in that respect, we started this program, and we actually went to the police department and said, this is what we're planning to do. This is how we'll feed the information. Give us your feedback. So when they came together with us, and we meet with them every quarter at this time, and when they do, they give us specific inputs on what should we be watching for, how should we go about providing the feedback, and what are the do's and don'ts of such a program. So we have to work very interactively with the police in order to make this a successful program.
They have to protect the privacy of residents, and your organization has to respect the privacy of individuals as well, so that there is a cooperation that has to happen.
Definitely. That's the most essential ingredient of any successful neighborhood watch program.
And would you say that things in your neighborhood have improved since the neighborhood watch?
Definitely. I think a case and example, if I may, in the recent instance was when I saw a suspicious vehicle. I reported it on the tip line of the police department, and after which I actually emailed to the group, and immediately that sparked like 10 responses saying that, hey, this doesn't fit the description of the vehicle that was allegedly involved in some kind of suspicious activity, and this is another one. So I think what that told me was that this program is very successful in that although it's just an email broadcast, it works. People are hooked on. It's not delivered to somebody's alternate email address. It's on our neighbors' actual current email addresses that it's going out to, and it's not being filtered. So I believe that it's a very successful program that we have right now. So
what would you say to someone in another part of North Reading who's thinking about starting their own neighborhood watch?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, one of the essential ingredients is to have a communication or channel or a relationship with the police, with the town police. That's a primary requirement for a successful program, because the police can only do so much. Neighbors ought to have a good relationship, but it's also the other one, the power of the network. I mean, your cell phone is only as good if your friends and family carry it. So it's the power of the network that you need to leverage. So for that, there should be an active, a kind of polling or active propaganda that needs to happen, and one or few individuals in the neighborhood has to take that initiative. And if there's a door-to-door campaign that's necessary, that's what is needed.
And you did that with the flyers, right, in the very beginning.